Yes, thank you. Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the City of Bayonne Zoning Board of Adjustments. Secretary Lombardi, please call roll call.
Thank you. Commissioner DeRoss is out today. Commissioner Sis Galvin.
Here.
Commissioner Frayne temporarily is out. Commissioner Elgari. Commissioner,
Frayne is here.
Frayne's here.
I'm sorry.
Commissioner Garvey is who we
Commissioner
would.
Frayne is here, I'm sorry. Commissioner Elgari
Here.
and Commissioner Garvey is out. I am here. Vice Chairman Panero.
Here. Having a quorum, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Statement with regarding the open public meeting of the Sunshine Law. This regular meeting of the City of Bayonne Zoning Board of Adjustment has complied with the Open Public Meetings Act Sunshine Law. Annual notice of the schedule of regular meetings were published in both the Jersey Journal and Star Ledger newspapers. The schedule of regular meetings for calendar year 2025 is filed with the City Clerk's office. A copy of the agenda of tonight's meeting is posted on the bulletin board in the lobby of the municipal building and on the City Bayonne website. Okay. If there are no other amendments, can we have a motion to adopt the minutes?
There are no minutes tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Communications.
Communications, Commissioner Labari, I'll take that. We have a communication from Mr. Ceccanini dated November 13th regarding Z-25-005, the Boulevard 1224 LLC. The site is 1224 Kennedy Boulevard. And that was a request to carry the matter from the November 17th meeting to tonight's meeting.
Okay.
No action required on the part of the board. The next is a letter from Mr. Paul Weeks asking that the matter Z-25-006 SRL Realty LLC, site is 78 West 16th Street, Block 245, Lot 33. And he's requesting that this matter be adjourned this evening and be carried to our next meeting, which would be January 26, 2026. He is requesting that no further notice on the part of the applicant be provided with the board's permission. So can I get a motion and a second to carry that matter to January 26, 2026?
I'll move Z-25006 to January 26th meeting.
Second.
Can we have a second?
We did.
I second.
Thank you.
And for a vote, Commissioner Sis Galvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Frayne.
Aye.
Commissioner Elgari.
Aye.
I vote aye. Vice Chairman Panero.
Aye. Okay, motion moved. Okay, our first application. Oh, sorry, the calendar. We're doing the calendar.
We are. The item number 7 has been taken care of. We're at item number 6, Mr. Labari, if you want to read that into the record.
Will do. So for 2026 calendar for the Zoning Board of Adjustments meetings, they are going to be as followed. January 26th, February 23rd, March 16th, April 20th, May 18th, June 15th, July 20th, August 17th, September 21st, October 19th, November 16th, and December 21st. Thank you.
Can I get a motion and a second to adopt the calendar for next year?
I will make a motion to adopt the calendar for 2026.
Second?
And for a vote, Commissioner Sis Galvin,
Aye.
Commissioner Frayne,
Aye.
Commissioner Elgari.
Aye.
I vote aye. Vice Chairman Panero.
Aye. Okay. Our first application, Z-25-005, LLC, site 1224 Kennedy Boulevard, Block 25, Lot 7 and 8. The applicant's proposed interior alterations of the existing front commercial space, which operates currently as a deli and convenience store, to incorporate a new commercial kitchen and a pharmacy service area. This matter was carried from September. Counsel, please.
Good evening, Board. Peter Ceccinini on behalf of the applicant. So thank you. Before we move the exhibits into evidence, it was pointed out to me that the tax assessor had a typo on Exhibit A9. They had the address as 1225 instead of 1224, but the notice was correct. So they just had a typo in what they gave to the board, but the actual notices went out to the correct 200-foot list. I'd just like to correct the record before we move those into evidence.
Thank you, Mr. Ceccinini.
So the applicants are commercial tenants. They're tenants of the landlord who owns the building. They've been there for a while. You probably passed it. It's the Tiger Deli on the corner there on the boulevard. They currently operate a small deli and convenience store, and most of their customers are walk-in traffic. A lot of them are from the building across the street, which has a lot of senior citizens. And our clients have been there a while, and they've been getting a lot of requests to be able to serve hot food and also to have a walk-in pharmacy for the convenience of a lot of the people who just can't really drive. So that's what this application is about. And we have our first witness is Steve Kowalik, so I would ask to call him and get started. Oh, I'm sorry, yes, if we could enter the exhibits officially. Thank you.
You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, all truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Stephen Kowalik, K-A-W-A-L-E-K.
Mr.
Thank you.
You've seen him once or twice before, although not like this.
Right.
So, Mr. Kowalik, if you could just maybe explain what changes are going to be made if the application is approved.
Happy to do so. So the subject property is a roughly 7,100 square foot parcel consisting of two lots at the corner of West 55th Street and Kennedy Boulevard in the R2 zone, with a 4,000 square foot lot fully occupied by a mixed-use building containing the subject property, a deli, and an auto repair facility behind that on the ground floor, and apartments on the second floor, alongside an open lot, roughly 3,000 square feet in area, which is used by the auto repair shop. The applicant is a tenant in the building, operating the deli at the front portion of the ground floor. The applicant proposes to partially reconfigure the interior of the deli in order to add a small commercial kitchen and to create a pharmacy counter and related retail area. The reconfiguration will be limited to utilizing the smaller retail space at the front corner of the building, along with a portion of the existing work area behind the deli counter in order to create the pharmacy space. The new kitchen would be created at the interior-most corner of the deli, where a small utility room currently exists, and utilizing the remainder of the existing work area. No changes to the main portion of the deli or adjacent tenant spaces are proposed. The existing utility and trash storage areas at the basement will remain as is, and the applicant also proposes new awnings and signage at the building exterior. No other exterior improvements are proposed. While the existing commercial uses are considered legal pre-existing nonconformities, creation of the pharmacy use requires variance approval for expansion of a nonconforming use. The site is also characterized by a number of existing nonconformities, namely with respect to lot coverage and minimum front, rear, and side yards. We would request that these be included in any variance relief granted tonight. The property complies with relevant bulk standards for height, lot area, and lot frontage. The site has no off-street parking except for those areas used for vehicle storage by the repair shop. And based on square footage, the retail use does not require any parking, and the proposed change does not trigger a requirement for additional parking. The building currently hosts several existing non-conforming signs. The deli's existing projecting sign is proposed to remain with new graphics, and new signed awnings are proposed to replace those at the deli's frontage and in an extended form along the side facade. The auto repair shop signs and awnings are proposed to remain. Since no signs are permitted in the R2 zone, variance relief is sought for these signs and awnings. The planner's report also calls out a design exception for the existing 6-foot chain link fence at the front of the open lot, and we would ask that that be included in any relief granted tonight. A further design exception for the street tree would be eliminated by installation of a new tree on Kennedy Boulevard, subject to Hudson County approval. I believe there's sufficient cause to grant the relief being sought tonight. As for the use variance, taking into consideration the quality, character, and intensity of the use viewed in its totality and with regard to the overall effect of the neighborhood and the zoning plan, I would suggest that this change will result in no appreciable increase in intensity. Together with some modest aesthetic improvements and the satisfaction of the need for a pharmacy in the neighborhood, I would suggest that this application, if approved, will have a net positive impact on the neighborhood and will not serve as a detriment to the zone plan. The building has already existed for decades as a mixed-use structure with other mixed uses in the immediate vicinity, and it already provides much-needed conveniences for the neighborhood, including the large high-rise building directly across the street. I believe the project satisfies the positive criteria by advancing several stated purposes of zoning. Namely, it encourages municipal action to guide appropriate development, it promotes a desirable visual environment, and it provides for a variety of uses, including commercial. As for the negative criteria, I believe an approval can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good, nor would an approval substantially impair the intent and purpose of the zone plan, the zoning ordinance, or the master plan. And that concludes my direct testimony.
Okay. Does the board have any questions for Mr. Crowley?
I have a question on this. The kitchen. I see the applicant, he was making cold sandwiches. It was basically like cold food serving, right? So he wants to put a kitchen in to make hot foods, right?
Correct.
Is there a fryer that he's looking to install? Is there an exhaust fan that's part of this also?
There is an exhaust, Stephen.
Right, so we've shown basically a pretty minimal kind of a kitchen setup, where, our building codes require a certain number and type of sinks, so a 3-compartment sink, a hand sink, a mop sink, and any cooking equipment has to have a commercial exhaust hood, which also brings in fresh air for combustion purposes and exhausts to the exterior. So we're showing like an 8-foot hood that would be over whatever cooking equipment they have there. Could be a fryer, could be a griddle. The applicant can actually testify to that better than I can as to the types of equipment that they would have. But we're showing an 8-foot hood, which would basically cover probably 2 or 3 pieces of cooking equipment.
With the pharmacy that you're looking to install there also, how would that work with the kitchen and the pharmacy interact?
So they're completely separate. So there's a new wall proposed in between those 2 spaces that would obviously have to be designed to meet codes for fire separations between uses. So you'd have a fire separation constructed between those. The kitchen is only accessible through the deli. It doesn't have any direct connection to the pharmacy workspace. And it's connected to the deli by an existing, there's an existing door and there's an existing kind of pass-through window already into the area behind the counter.
So the pharmacy would have its own entrance?
Right, so there's multiple entrances that exist already. So there's an existing entrance which is actually on the side, on the 55th Street side, and that would serve as the entrance to the pharmacy. And there's an existing wall there now that separates kind of a narrow space from the deli space, and that has another door there. So there's, if you walk into the pharmacy space, you don't have any visual or physical connection to the deli at all. There's a wall separating both uses completely.
Thank you. Any commissioners have questions? Any questions from any commissioners?
I do, Mr. Vice Chair. Thanks. Yes, thank you. So between the tire shop, the pharmacy, and the deli/kitchen, roughly how many employees would there all be in that complex?
That's a better question for the applicant. I don't
Okay.
know what the total count is.
Quick question. You did mention between the deli and the pharmacy that there was a pass-through window, but you also mentioned that you couldn't see from the pharmacy into the deli. So is that going to be closed off?
No, there's the pass-throughs between the kitchen and the deli.
The kitchen and the deli. Okay, I misunderstood. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Can you just confirm that the utilities in the building can support the proposed kitchen, or are you going to have to do any upgrades?
I don't believe that we need any upgrades at this point. There's sufficient electrical service and gas service as far as I'm aware.
So regarding the parking, we know on item 2.3 of our report that there is a parking variance needed because of the different uses it generates. For example, the auto repair has a requirement of 13 spaces, and there's no retail, there's no parking requirement for retail, but will any of Lot 7 be used for off-street parking?
No, because right now it's strictly used by the auto body shop, and it's accessed through the shop,
Okay.
as far as I'm aware.
So we do recommend for the lots to be consolidated, because right now there is portions of Lot 8 encroaching onto Lot 7, so we would recommend that the lots be consolidated as a condition of approval, and then we just note that a parking variance would be needed because of the parking deficiency for the various uses.
If I could just address, because the applicants don't own the property, they have spoken to the landlord. They have no affiliation with the tire shop either. I mean, that's nothing to do, that's their landlord's, tenant. They're unable to consolidate the lots. They tried to sell them on it. It makes sense, even business-wise, I would think, but the landlord would not agree to let them do that.
If we condition this on the lots being consolidated, it can't get done, is what you're telling us. But-
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so you're asking us not to follow our planner's
Well, I think.
Recommendation.
I think if the applicant owned the property, it would make sense. In this case, I don't believe it's absolutely necessary to consolidate the lots. These are two lots that have been like that for a long time. And maybe the tax assessor is going to consolidate them at some point. But they do not have the ability to consolidate the lots. And the advantage of doing so, they're not making any changes to the outside of the building, other than putting this vent for the cooking equipment. There would be no changes that they're making to the outside. So it seems just a little unfair to kind of, hold them responsible for something that they're not really making changes to the outside of their landlord's building that are going to affect this.
The vent on the side of the building going to encroach in the adjoining lot?
And there's a bunch of other stuff that is also already encroaching on the adjoining lot. So when this landlord does one day want to sell this lot, he's going to have to deal with all this for sure. But to try to force him to consolidate it now.
But it is your client's change that, one of your client's change that's adding another encroachment
Well, it's
onto
not
the...
encroachment if they're owned by the same person, right? I mean, so it's not really encroaching, would be my argument.
It is if he sells it.
And if he sells it, someone's going to go there with, for part of the contract, and they're going to have to figure that out. There are going to be, if he tried to sell the two lots separately, I think you'd have a lot of other problems with that too. If you look at the layout there, because of the way that the shop.
I understand what you're saying, but we're a land use board, and we're not supposed to exacerbate problems with our approvals.
I guess I would argue it's not going to exacerbate anything. It's a pre-existing condition here that, by having a vent, really the only change is they have a vent going, another vent, and there's multiple there already. So they'd have a vent coming out the side of the building, and that's the only change they'd be doing. I guess I could ask Steve if it's possible to move that vent so it's not on the other lot. Is it possible to do that?
I mean, the only way would be to go up through the building, but you have residential uses above, so I don't believe that would work. I will just to kind of go on the record, state that there are 2 existing chimneys and 5 large existing projecting lights that are all on that side of the building that do project into the adjacent lot.
So if he sold this, if the landlord sold this building, you'd have to address those existing chimneys too?
Those would all have to be removed, I would imagine, yeah. So, and the existing chimneys are presumably feeding mechanical equipment that's
For the residential
that's
tenants?
servicing, well, one of them is servicing the auto shop, one of them is servicing the residential uses. So one way or another, that stuff would all have to get reconfigured, no matter what.
So we do have the landlord's permission to put that chimney next to the other chimneys that already exist, and it's up to the board to do their job, but we would argue that it's not an actual problem here. You know, and again, if they could have their landlord agree to consolidate the lots, they would. It's just not an option for them.
Thank you. Yeah, it's up. If you condition it on the chimney, you're making it impossible for them to actually complete their approval. So for them to complete their approval, if you vote in favor of this application, you can't condition it on that, is what Mr. Ceccanini is saying.
It would be the same as a denial, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Quick question, sorry. No.
The landlord isn't an applicant, he wouldn't be back. If we condition it, they couldn't complete the process.
Quick question. Is there any existing photos of what it looks like now with that duck area? You're saying there's a bunch of stuff already there?
You guys have any-
Maybe it'll help us make, understand the situation a little better.
Yeah. You have a pic-
I mean,
you could
it's
pull up,
depicted on the drawings. I don't know, I don't have any photos. Peter, did you submit any photos of that side?
there's photos on your drawings, if we could expand. Like, expand this one, maybe they could see it. Is that where it is?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is actually, yeah, on the yeah,
Alicia, I
drawing
already
3.
shared mine with this side. Do you need it? Commissioner, was that satisfactory? Okay.
Are you, is the board able to see the condenser and all the stuff that's there?
We looked at Mr. Kowalik's plans, and the commissioners are satisfied that the problems are depicted in the pictures.
Yeah. Any other questions for the commissioners? Any other questions?
I do have,
Any other questions?
yeah, I just have a couple of questions about the existing signage. We know in our report in item 3.1 that there's some existing non-conforming signs. Can you just provide some testimony about whether any of these permits have received permits for the existing canopy signs and the projecting signs?
I don't know, I'm assuming that the projecting signs were put up many years ago, and I doubt that there's any record of permits on those. I can't speak to the canopies either, because they're also probably a couple decades old at least. But, just by the age of the projecting signs and the awning also, they've obviously been there for a long time. I just can't tell you exactly how long or whether or not they were done with permits.
Got it. I just want to note for the board that if there is no approvals of the existing signs, then they would need a variance for the for the existing signs as well as the proposed signs. And I do have a quick question about the length of the new canopy sign. There's some variation between the sign detail provided on sheet 4 and the length of the canopy sign provided on sheet 3. This is on the West 55th frontage. There's the length of the sign is either 23.5 feet or 27 feet, depending on where it's being measured to. So the existing canopy on the West 55 frontage is about 10 feet, and that's being extended. I just want to confirm, can you confirm the actual length of the sign?
You're looking at the actual sign drawings?
So, yeah, we're comparing the actual sign drawings to sheet 3, which has proposed side elevations. If it's easier,
By
There
sheet
can
3,
be-
by sheet 3, do you mean A301?
yes.
Okay, that's, I was getting a little confused because I don't know what sheet number you're referring to. So on the drawn elevations, there's no length depicted.
Right. We just did a quick measurement, and it doesn't seem to match the length provided in the sign detail. I think a good way to address that would just be to provide the dimensions
We
on the elevation, and then make sure that matches
Yeah, we can
the
do
sign
that. Yeah,
detail.
that's not, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's just kind of, on the elevation, it's not
Yeah.
necessarily 100%,
So
accurate.
we'll agree to that as a condition.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Thank you. Yep, and then we know, just one last thing, item 4.2, we do recommend that a street tree is provided. And then the type of tree can also be worked out during resolution compliance.
Right, yep, I did mention that.
And we have no further comments.
Thank you.
I believe Secretary Lombardi had a question that I believe he wants to ask the owners.
Yeah, I was just going to call, call the applicant Ideal Aslam.
Hello. I do. My name is Adil Aslam, Adeel, Aslam, Aslam. Thank you.
Ideal,
Adil,
before,
th-
do you want to go right into it? It's fine.
You go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to have him, if you could you tell the board, they've heard me tell the story, but tell the board what you're trying to do here and why.
Sure. So we opened up the deli, and a lot of our customers, a lot of them are senior citizens, and they requested that something be had, like sandwiches. You know, it's a deli, so they expect sandwiches, something hot. They don't want to travel too far. A lot of them don't have cars. And since I said they're senior citizens, they did tell us their desire to have a closer pharmacy. I have experience in the kitchen. We're not going to do too grand of a kitchen. It's going to be small, a fryer, a grill, fries, sandwiches, small, you know, just to satisfy our local community. Same as the pharmacy as well.
And you would have an operator of the pharmacy, I'm guessing?
Sure. As all pharmacies, we're required to have a certified pharmacist on hand and a technician. There will be one person in the deli and one person in the kitchen.
All right.
As far as the pharmacy, what type of pharmacy is it? Is it like a mail-out type pharmacy? Is it
non-compounding
in
pharmacy.
person or?
In person.
It'd be-
So flu shots, just medicine, you know, any scripts that come in, we'll just fill it out for them, and delivery to the building, all our neighbors, you know, free delivery for them.
Thank you. Mr.
Thank you.
Secretary Lombardi?
Well, I think the tire shop is not yours, right?
It's not ours.
But do you know roughly how many employees are at the tire shop?
I believe 4 maybe, but I can't say.
That's okay. So roughly about 4, and in the deli, you'll have how many? Just
Uh,
one person?
So in the deli, there'll be 2 people.
And-
There's 1 person right now. Once the kitchen opens up, there'll be another person in the kitchen,
Okay.
and
And then 2
2
in the
people in the pharmacy. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, yeah, that concludes our presentation. The applicants seek to bring an inherently beneficial use to the area that's been requested by the inhabitants of the area. So we do hope the board will see this as a positive application and will grant the approval. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, at this time, we're going to go into closed session. After that, we'll come out and we'll give our decisions, okay? So we'll start here.
Yeah. I mean, after looking at the photo, I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. There's a bunch of other junk on the side here as well. And that being said, I don't think that's the main reason, but also, you guys put an emphasis on a lot of walk-ins and a lot of, like, serving the community in that area. So I think the whole point of joining the lot was kind of to get more parking, right? Because they'll have to provide parking spaces, I'm assuming, right? It'll be more than 2,000 square feet? Question to you guys. I'm assuming that's the hardship of joining the lots, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I don't think they'll have an issue with parking, since if what they're saying is true and a lot of walk-ins are coming by, they get a lot of traffic. So I think I'd be in favor for it, as long as it's not like an Uber Eats thing and they're getting a bunch of people coming by, parking their cars there, because it's already rough with the tire shop around the corner, already with all those cars double parked.
Okay, good. Next.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's, an improvement to the business and for the neighborhood, which is great. I definitely understand the concerns with the lot, but yeah, like we said, there's a lot of existing things there, and I don't think the right solution is to necessarily punish the tenant here for the landlord's actions potentially, so.
Okay, thank you. This side here, commissioners?
Want me to go? Well, I already see this as a congested area to begin with. Adding another business to it, and I know there's only 2 employees, but it's already going to increase the flow of people, whether they're going to be drive-ins, walk-ins, and I do feel that parking is an issue. I also feel that that would definitely create a negative impact to the neighborhood, and I know the area, I know it very well, and I do think that that is an issue. So I will not be in favor of this application.
Commissioner Gavin?
I agree with Commissioner Lombari. I do believe that the lack of parking and the increased traffic that's going to happen, whether it be foot traffic or in addition to vehicles, I think it's going to be both. I don't think it's just going to be a delivery service, and I do think that parking is a huge concern and a negative impact for the, I would not be voting in favor for this application.
Okay, thank you. Well, after reviewing and hearing testimony, and I've been around that area a number of different times, and I do have to agree with my fellow commissioners that it is a congested area at times, and adding another with a pharmacy, where it's a lot of traffic coming in and out, ordering and stuff like that, and having hot food now delivered or having hot food now made at the site, it's just that more added traffic in that area. So at this time, I wouldn't be in favor of the application. Okay?
All right.
Then we come out of closed session and we're going to vote on this application.
Yes.
So for a vote, Commissioner Galvin,
Nay.
so I will make a motion for Z25-005.
This will be in the affirmative. So if you're voting in favor, you say yes. If you're voting against, you vote no.
And for a second?
I second.
And for a vote, Commissioner Sis Galvin,
No.
Commissioner Frayne,
Aye.
Commissioner Elgari.
Yes.
I vote no. Vice Chairman Panero.
The application has been denied.
Thank you, Board.
Next on the agenda, Commissioner Labari. I think we're through it. I think
we're
we
at
can
the
take a
adoption
motion.
of the resolutions.
There are no resolutions.
Then we need an executive session, which there is none. So at this point, there is the end of our meeting. So happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays.
Merry
Mo-
Christmas.
Motion to adjourn? And a second?
I'll
All in
second that.
favor?
All in favor?
We
Thank
all
you.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone, and Happy Hanukkah. Thank you. Good night.